The Aged Mother by Matsuo Basho, a Japanese folk tale. Long, long ago, there lived at the foot of a mountain, in an area called Shining, a poor farmer and his aged, widowed mother. They owned a bit of land which supplied them with food. They were humble, peaceful, and happy. Now, Shining was governed by a despotic leader who, though a warrior, was a great coward who shrunk from anything suggestive of failing health and strength. This caused him to send out a cruel proclamation, and the entire province was given strict orders to immediately put to death all aged people. These were barbarous days, and the customs of abandoning old people to die was not uncommon. The poor farmer loved his aged mother with tender reverence, and the order filled his heart with sorrow. But no one ever thought twice about disobeying the mandate of the governor. So, with many deep and hopeless sighs, the youth prepared for what at the time was considered the kindest mode of death. Just at sundown, when the day's work was ended, he took a quantity of unwhitened rice, which was the principal food of the poor, and he cooked, dried it, and tied it in a square cloth, which he swung in a bundle around his neck, along with a gourd filled with cool, sweet water. Then he lifted his helpless old mother to his back and started the painful journey up the mountain. The road was long and steep. It was crossed and recrossed by many paths made by the hunters and the woodcutters. In some places he got lost and confused, and he gave no heed. One path or another, it mattered not. On he went, climbing blindly upward, ever upward, towards the high, bare summit of what is known as Obdasatsuma, the mountain of the abandoned of the aged. The eyes of the old mother were not so dim, and they noticed the Rex was hastening from one path to another, and her loving heart grew anxious. Her son did not know the mountain's many paths, and his return might be one of danger. So she stretched forth her hand, and snapping twigs from bushes as they passed, she quietly dropped a handful every few steps of the way as they climbed. The narrow path behind them was dotted at frequent intervals with piles of twigs. At last the summit was reached. Weary and heartsick, the youth gently released his burden and silently prepared a place of comfort as his last duty to the loved one. Gathering fallen pine needles, he made a soft cushion and tenderly lifted the old mother onto it. He wrapped her padded coat more closely about and stooping shoulders, and with fearful eyes and an aching heart, he said farewell. The trembling mother's voice was full of unselfish love as she gave her last injection. "Let not thine eyes be blinded, my son," she said. "The mountain road is full of dangers. Look carefully and follow the path which holds the piles of twigs. They will guide you to the familiar path further down." The son's surprised eyes looked back over the path and then at his mother's poor old shriveled hands, all scratched and soiled by their work of love. His heart broke within, and bowing to the ground, he cried out, "Oh, honourable mother, your kindness breaks my heart. I will not leave you. Together we will follow the path of twigs, and together we will die." Once more he shouldered the burden, how light it seems now, and hastened down the path through the shadows and the moonlight to the little hut in the valley. Back at the humble home, beneath the kitchen floor, was a walled closet for food, which was covered and hidden from view. There the son hid his mother, supplying her with everything she needed, continually watching and fearing she would be discovered. Time passed, and he was beginning to feel safe, when again the governor sent forth heralds bearing an unreasonable order, seeming as a boast of his power. He demanded that all subjects should present with him rope of ashes. The entire province trembled with dread. The order had to be obeyed. Yet who in all of Shining could make a rope of ashes? One night, in great distress, his son whispered the news to his hidden mother. "Wait," she said. "I will think. I will think." On the second day, she told him what to do. "Make a rope of twisted straw," she said. "Then stretch it out upon a row of flat stones and burn it on a windless night." He called all the people together and did as she had said. And when the blaze died down, there upon the stones, with every twist and fibre showing perfectly, lay a rope of ashes. The governor was pleased at the wit of the youth and praised greatly, but he demanded to know where he had tamed his wisdom. "Alas, alas," cried the farmer, "the truth must be told." And with deep bows he related his story. The governor listened, and then he meditated in silence. Finally, he lifted his head. "Shining needs more than strength of youth," he said gravely, "and that I should have forgotten the saying, 'With a crown of snow there cometh wisdom.'" That very hour, the cruel law was abolished. The farmer's mother was saved, and the custom drifted far into the past that only legends remain.